We are on the ground in Nhlangano with the managing director of Carves, a carpentry shop here in Nhlangano, and he's here to tell us more about how he started his business. When we talked earlier, he mentioned that he learned his skill on YouTube, and I cannot wait for you guys to find out more about how he started and the things that he's hoping to improve as he continues to trade his business. Thank you so much for taking your time to talk to us.
Sendivusele emalangeni emakhaya libito lami ngiphika ngwakadlamini ngikuhlala ngihlala lapha Nhlangano njengoba sashito sisilana ukuthi nginebhizinisi lengacela nje nemngani wami sibabili nasicala kusebenta ngiyabonga kakhulu ukuthi sazothithi sesikhathi itoza makuveda ukuthi sendala kule workshop yethu.
Okay, njengoba boss ushito ukuthi ucale nemngani wakho le business ngicela uchazele babukeli ukuthi kahle kahle lendani la businessini.
Okay, basically lokwenteka nje bengisebenta ngine 9 to 5 job, but when COVID hit kwaba nje nekuphaphama lokuthite ukuthi I wasn't an essential worker, so wabona ukuthi manje isource of income ngenteke ibe into lengeke ibe khona. So ngabe sengikhuluma nemngane wami esinaye sebenta agent ngekusebenta seta nje ngathi imngane yathi yabona umsebenzi ngenteke usiphelele wasikena singendani ngathi khona skill bengisolonga isibuka nje ku YouTube. YouTube is a very good, I call it the University of YouTube. Ngahlala khona ngabona ukuthi i-carpentry is an interesting skill which I can learn and monetize. So ngacala kanjalo ke sacoca nje sithenga magazines ngaba like bese kunayo ama savings now from my savings account. We can buy some few beginners tools. Ngacala ngathenga lawo ma tools lamancane. So practices akhuluma nemngane ophunjile bekade ane engineering workshop wasiboleka iqhurusi lencane la ngekhona edolobheni Nhlangano. Sashirisha irent naye sasebenta, and people started getting excited about what we were doing, and then I created a Facebook page, post my work on YouTube, post my work on Facebook, talk to friends, word of mouth, this as a marketer, and but I was very impressed with the story. So we never went to school for carpentry, so we consider the skill professionally, but we just watched YouTube and this was magazines and asked few people around how our work is and man support us some of our work from small things like ironing boards, amatafula sekitchen, itulo, coffee tables, and to such a time that sabona would see with the support we had to grow our business.
Yeah.
So kwaba into lekanjalo.
I actually wanted to get to that part as to what inspired you to choose carpentry.
Yeah, definitely. The background is quite also interesting. Khulu wami was a carpenter, not like in the professional sense of the word carpenter.
Yeah.
So nakusakhula bekavame ukuphatha tingcwembe nemigwembe netinjujo. So I'll sit next to him nakayihlathi nagala letigodo bengivame khamba naye. Ngimbuza, this is quite an exciting skill. But growing up, i-career path yangilidela ukuthi ngifunze kuba ngithishe. But now I'm mhlambe kufunza kuthishela wami like teaching is not exciting. Bengijake imali masinyane to be honest, because ngeva ngathi ngeke ngicasheke masinyane. Ngathola opportunity ke with ka retail ngisebenta agent. That's why ngabe sengiphoza kuthishela. Then out of the blue it kept on happening lokuthi yathi nangikhula icarpentry bengiyithanda ngicala ukufunza lokubata, because bekunako lokuthi beside lokusebenza 9 to 5 job ngiyide skill engasmonetize which I can quickly learn. And then the love for carpentry vele mkhulwa influencer kimi ngisakhula kusi bekenda nomsebenzi wetandla and bekwazi ku exciting ukuthi nje uyakha into uyibuke sanokuthi okay lokho kwakhiwe ngimi ngiyakhona ukuthengisa. And funny thing is umfundisa nje esikoleni mkhulu was very supportive with the work bekayile kubata tinjujo imicwembe majoke etinkomo tonke lento nje lingathi bedinga kakhulu nasakhule emakhaya semncane from being young as ngaba i-teenager akazaqedza isikole vele bekavela supportive with that kind of skill. So ngabona ukuthi manje it's a good skill to monetize nami ngabe sengithatha from there.
Okay. Yes. That's pretty interesting. Now, can you please take us through the process ukuthi uqale your business from backyard yemngani wakho to now to owning a shop?
Basically lonke lihambo na uqala into ngithi you'll never know what utaphumelela until you start. So the most important thing in life is to start.
Yes.
You've got to figure out everything along the way. I've always set on maybe YouTube motivation from other successful business people, even your less known business people. Funny enough, I used to tell people would say, I quit watching TV. I'm a very big soccer person, but I had to sacrifice my love for soccer and focus mainly on learning how do you run a business when kanjani. I made mistakes along the way. So kumngane wami lengakwenda ngavele ngama-approacha lo mngane wami engineering shop ngathi I think kukhona into ngifuna kuyena ngifuna kuqala umsebenzi wetandla ngibade but ngithe ngizawula ngasebenzela khona. Wathi unaso space lengasebenzisa cherish rate. I think I was paying 500 malangeni for that space. And then what happened, I spent almost 6 months, and when the demand grew from people about order info, those 7 orders, basically sakele into because besaba lokusitawakha info umuntu angayithandi. So kwathi umuntu nje athi ngifuna ningakhela into nice makhele bese sesiyamtshela ukuthi sekuphelile abuye akuthathe. So what happened is nase sicala sesikhulu abantu bas approach but those guys are good. Bayakhona ukuthi impilo yendlela uyifuna ngayo wena. So people will come with their Pinterest pictures, will come with their imaginary ideas, but we was just like a sketch, but basically the capital, the business, we look my savings arm. So we never look our savings and money with all mutual, being investment account with all mutual. So was that money maturity, I was thinking it's hard and it's all I'm to do, sometimes limited exhibit was a committed demand in my custom. So good to open this shop was based on the growing demand from people because my first big client big organization as profiling office cubicles. So when I looked at the size of it demanded move to a bigger space. So I took a leap of faith actually. I'm like, you know what? Me being in that small space no longer serves the business because again couldn't meet a demand customer something. I think it was a 20,000 tender. So like and labor. So to me that was a lot of money because at some point in my life, so much support from people. Because I've always been dealing with 1.5, 2,000, 3,000 kind of work. So that's when I took a leap of faith. And I said, you know what, let me scout for a bigger space. Then I started talking to people about my landlords in town. Then I found this space. Baba like, okay, we're gonna rent this place for you. I negotiated. The rent was a bit high, but you know, I had to negotiate.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what, I don't have the money, but I'm willing to take this space. And fortunately, the person I negotiated with all understand. Obviously, I'm just a young business person in Akala. Then here we are today. I've gotten support from all walks of life, from people around the country, not only in Nhlangano. Yes, Nhlangano is my base. That's where the customer base is, but I'm also getting customers from around the country. I've done work even in your metropolitan towns, Nhlangano, Zuluini, Mbabane, all those places.
What were some of your best works, Lutendile, so far?
I think I can brag here. All my work has been best. Not to mean my work because I'm having a very wonderful team. Yes. One of the guys, his name is Eswatini, by the way, whom I convinced him to start this business. Because unfortunately he wasn't rehired is a by the way kind of story though. He wasn't rehired. So I said, you know what, come to the workshop full time, we're gonna work and I think this is going to work. So from the small kind of work, my coffee tables as well, where we've gotten, I've always measured in that scene. He responds through my sponsored pages on Facebook and Instagram, and I sometimes post on Twitter and LinkedIn. But the word of mouth feedback is the one which I like the most because when people say, this guy was at Nhlangano cool Carves, people always say, are you guys sure you are in Nhlangano?
Yeah.
So to me, I normally don't take that in an offensive way. Now, but are you guys sure in Nhlangano? Because people normally relate a little dolopa and the quality of our work to be your manzini babane kind of work.
Yeah, true.
I don't know, but it's human perception. I don't blame people for saying, are you guys sure you're in Nhlangano? So we've done, for commercial businesses, I always say, Nhlangano si bakhele nje bomasomabhizinisi labaningi ema-office cubicles lapho khona bakhona ukuthi nasifuna i-building batongene i-office nifuna ipartitionwe siyabendela. And our latest project, which I'm also proud of, kulapha endasi kaLankosi complex, there's a gentleman of restaurant corner sande wood fence samakhela even an indoor furniture. It was a challenging task for me because when you look at the complex itself, it's very nice and the restaurant is going to be nice, and then when they approach you and say, can you do this for us, and you say yes, you get nervous.
Yeah.
But you said yes, but you start getting nervous, say, am I going to pull this off?
Yeah.
And you're like, but I've done such projects before, let me give it a shot.
Yeah.
And then khona sakhona kusebenta nje basic conclude last week, that is end of last month, the last week of last month, basic conclude the project led. So with the organization S04E09, it was our first big project that I mentioned. Other commercial work we've done, work for a high press assembly, the one in office cubicle, which we also delivered. Not forgetting our hardware store, e-build, our biggest supporter. I buy from them, by the way. I don't know whether it's they're like bribing me. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a partnership of some sort.
Yeah, but we've gotten so much great support from them in the sense that they also approached me to build their shop fixtures where they were going to merchandise their stock. And each time I walk in there and I look at them, they fit so perfect. You wouldn't think they were done by us. We've also done their training room, same store that is built it. We are also getting a tender now to partition and build furniture for a new restaurant here in Nhlangano. So actually I love the small businesses, people in Nhlangano approaching us for their work. For residential kind of work, it's too many to mention. We've done, I think now it's close to 10 to 15 customers in Nhlangano in terms of fit outs, like doing kitchen fittings, wardrobes, in almost most of the areas in Nhlangano. So like I'm saying, it's too many to mention. Within the 2 years we've operated fully from this place, I think the support has been tremendous. I don't want to lie, it's been tremendous. So when you get calls from people like in Zulwini, can you guys come? We've seen your work. We got calls from Bangayane, people saying, you guys can come, we want you to feed this thing for us. And then we always there, there. Yeah, I think the work speaks for itself, actually, yes.
So what are some of the advantages that you would say you see as being an entrepreneur, like being your own boss, than being employed by someone? Because I'm sure there's like a difference there somewhere.
All right. Okay, cool. There's going to be a small correction there because I know that with our discussion, there was a lot of noise here. I'm still actively employed, by the way.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, still actively employed, which means I think my boss won't be watching this. All right, but anyway, they know there's all this thing of conflict of interest. You do sign the document, say, no, I'm running my own business on the side. Because I always say with bosses, they should encourage people to start their own business because the skill that I'm learning here, I'm also investing it on the other business. Which is also very, very advantageous to allow people to run their own side businesses. But back to your question, being an entrepreneur it's very exciting. Despite the challenges, it's an exciting thing because once I get into this space, I feel happy. Because I always look at something that I've started, which is progressing very, very well. So what outweighs the challenges is the contentment that comes with running your own thing at your own terms. So basically, I would say being self-employed gives you the freedom to do whatever you want. Because the ultimate goal in life is to have a purpose. So if you lack a purpose, you'll find life less fulfilling. So, but once you find something that serves you and gives you that contentment, I think it also adds to your quality of life. Because each and every day you wake up and you're looking at there's this one thing which is driving me to be better almost every day. So for me, this project, this workshop, this business adds to the value of why I want to do this. And especially it's also nice to me to see the guys I'm working with come month end, they've got money, or no matter how much money, less or more, taking that bit of cash and to support themselves and their families. So to me, it's going to see, I've started something that supports other people. So that's why I understand why people always encourage people to start businesses, because you're not only you who's benefiting. The people that are benefiting from what you've started also support other people. So the chain becomes longer and people's lives are sustained and improved in that way. So I think the word for me is like, it's very fulfilling.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
So, my services are covered. Do you have pages on social media where people are able to see your work, and how can they get in touch with you? That is.
All right. Basically, I've been big on Facebook, to be honest, with sponsored pages. So I've got my page, Cool Carves. If you just type the word Cool Carves there, it's gonna pop up, and then you click the like or you click follow. Our contacts are there. Even on the WhatsApp, on the Facebook page, you can link to our WhatsApp where you can see our work and then get in touch with us. I was in the process of establishing a website, because I've seen that when people go to Google and type carpenters near me, we don't normally pop up. Because, but once we establish the website, I think it will be easier for people now when they just carpenters near me, and then we're gonna pop up that there's this workshop in Nhlangano which deals with your carpentry and woodworking. So, but otherwise, all the information is on Facebook. LinkedIn, I'm there, even though you find that sometimes it's difficult to run everything at the same time. So, which means, hey guys, I need a social media manager. Once the time and the money is right, I need to get one so that they can run everything for me. Then we can become optimal in our operations, because you can't run everything yourself, to be honest. It's only that now the operating expenses are a bit tight. So we want to grow and make sure that we feed the right person into the business, and then we explore. But the dream is bigger than this. To me, even though I'm gonna say something which has been close to my heart, it's to own hardware that's gonna specialize on the woodworking and carpentry products. It's an opportunity for me which I've seen. I know some businesses will be like, oh, this guy, he's going to steal my idea, but I know I'm going to do it better.
You should. You should.
I'm going to do it better. So the dream is bigger than this, only that sometimes I'm still working on the funding model, because sometimes you find that for you to grow the business, you need some bit of cash injection. I've been talking to a few institutions which can help fund the business and to take it to where I want it to be. So I see myself not only operating in Nhlangano, I see myself having other branches where you walk into a carpentry store and a carpenter can find whatever they're looking for, other than worrying where I'm going to get this type of hank, this type of screw, this type of accessory. So I'm big now on that accessory shop, which is going to service carpenters, not only in this town, but also other towns if I'm alive and the work continues. So that's the biggest dream.
Namuhla sihambe safika eMkhithini in the Shiselweni region, where we're here to talk to one of our local entrepreneurs, Dlamini Vilana, umfuyi wetinkuku. Tosichazela kabanzi ke about her business and about what inspired her to venture into the growing of chicken. Siyabonga thatha lesikhathi ukuthi utokhulumisana nathi unjani.
Ngiyaphila Dlamini ezashito sisi ngakavilana eMkhithini. Ngifuya tinkuku ma broilers. Tingcinamba lengihlangabetene nato ezingisachubeka nalo kufuya. Ukuthi kukhashane from idolobha lapho khona ngitithatha khona. It's about uhamba 2 hours now uya edolobheni, kani futhi nale transport if lenza ukukudze kuyadula.
Mhlambe lokufuya tinkuku kube yimfo loyithandzela usakhula usesesikolweni, noma kube ibusiness olicabangela yona nje lokusongaka uchamuke phela ukuthi ufune kufuya tinkuku?
Lanza weni kude letinkukhu usho ukuthi demand letinengi tinkukhu temacanza, so ngibona kuyichance lokuthi ngifake lama broilers.
Who has helped you in starting up your business?
Emafunds ngisitwe ngi-JA Junior Achievement Nhlangano, sponsorishwa ngoye.
Ukusita kanjani nje Junior Achievement, wangasichazela kabantu ukuthi wapitcha le idea kwendakalani?
Ekuqaleni ngasasiye ngekuthi ngifuna kuboleka imali, mina ngifuna kwakha ibusiness. Imali enganga 70,000 ngangifuna kwakha ama flat, ngangifuna kuba ngisoma business lo ndatitandi. Bathi ke abafuna ibusiness plan ngayenda. Sayi besibanengi in fact lapho khona bese khona kuyofuna le mali sayena base batophika the best 5 ema-business plans basi awade ukuthi siwende kahle. Goja awuyithole imali cash wenda uhamba uyomikisa i-quotation yaleti imvu labafuna bakwendele tona kubo. Ngabona ke ukuthi ngithathe le chance ukuthi ngendele ama-broilers ngale 5,000 laba ngi-awada ngayo.
Okay. Sitibonile ke tinkukhu takho la ngekhathi tikhona vele tiyakhula ngicela usichazele kabantu ukuthi setinesikhathi lezingakanani nalokuthi lesathatha isikhathi esingakanani ukulungela ukuthi tiye kubantu sebangakhona ukuthenga.
Tithatha 6 weeks kuze tilunge tiye emarket. Leti lenginato nyalo tisena 2 weeks 4 days.
Okay, how do you make sure ukuthi tiba tinkukhu leti khula kahle? What are the processes that go into ukukhulisa tinkukhu?
Ngihle ngiya kubo somabhizinisi o ma contact ngibute ukuthi nasethi kulesigaba leti kufuna ngento enjani nyalo. Ngiyabafonela.
Mhlawumbe nje kuchazela ababukeli emakhaya, what are some of the advantages lokuthanza ke wena ngekuba kusomabhizinisi lokuthi ukhone kutimela?
Advantages ukuthi ngibe ngisomabhizinisi ukuthi ngiyakhona ukuthi ngi-independent, angikhona ukuthi ngidependele kumuntu, ngiyatendela kulokwa nalokwa ngaphandle kokuthi ngisokole. Yes.
Njengoba nje le business yakho soyiqalile bofise ukuthi in the next 5 years kube ibusiness lesekhule kangakanani, what are your dreams about it?
Ngifisela ukuthi ngigcine ngine poultry yami lapho khona labo masomabhizinisi labancane sebawathatha la kimi lamanjwele ezema day old. Sengine lihoko lami vele lapho khona ngingasawa lapho khona lilikhulu sengisupplya bonke bosomabhizinisi bawathatha la kimi emanjwele. Senginale mission konke nje vele seku successful.
Okay. Kubantu ke mhlambe labahlala close to you noma kulaba khashane batitfola kanjani letinkukhu takho mabafise ukutithenga?
Bayeta kimi labo labatutane. But nangabe ukhashane ngiyakhona lokuthi ngikusonze nguhlangabede ngemoto. Only if ningeke ube wedwa, maybe ndocala ku 3 or 5 ni etulu.
Baxhumana nawe kanjani?
Bo Facebook nakubo WhatsApp ngiyabhala inombolo nangi-advertiser ukuthi ngithengisa tinkukhu nenombolo ngiyayishiya lapho khona utothola ema-posters ami ukuthi ngidayisa tinkukhu utoyithola nenombolo. 87 625 98 60.